All right, one more video on geometric transformations. This time we're going to familiarize ourselves with the tools we need to do a rotation. Now, once again, do not take notes. This is something that's already written in instructions in class, but it's good to familiarize yourselves the night before so that what we do in class goes much smoother. All right, so open up SketchUp, and delete any pre-made objects. Double check that your model info is set at decimals and millimeters, and then go to the top view. Again, top view is Shift 2. All right, so now what we're going to do here is we're going to start off once again with that same square. This should be really familiar at this point. We're going to go to the origin with our rectangle tool, drag out a rectangle, but then type in 100, 100 to change it to our reference square. And we're going to select that square. We're going to go to Edit, Make Component, Glue to None, and Create, so that what we do on top of this square doesn't change the square itself. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do two different types of rotations. We're going to do a rotation around a vertex. Now, vertex in geometric terms just means a corner. So we're going to rotate something using the corner as our point of rotation. All right, so first off, let's do a zigzag pattern like we did last time. We're going to get the line tool, which is this pencil. Make sure you're not on freehand. And let's start off with the top right corner. And we're going to draw a few line segments all the way down to the bottom right corner. Okay, so there's my zigzag design. All right, so now we're going to do the select tool. And because I made the square a component, when I click and drag around my zigzag, it should only select the zigzag without selecting the square underneath. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this, and like we did with translations, we're going to make a copy. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this so this ends up over here on top using the upper right vertex or corner as the point of rotation. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to select a new tool, the rotate tool, which is this one right here. Okay, that's the rotate tool, and you're going to get something that looks like a double-sided protractor. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click where your point of rotation is. So we're going to start over here. Oh, and before I click, since we're making a copy, you're going to hold down the control button. So the whole time you're doing this, hold down the control button, but we're going to click on this vertex. That makes it our point of rotation. What we're then going to do is we're going to drag all the way down here to the bottom of the zigzag. We're going to click there, and notice how the protractor lines up with us. So as I click down here, and now what I'm going to do is my third move is I'm going to drag and rotate my copy 90 degrees clockwise. So I end up here. And then there we go. Okay, and what I've done is I've rotated this zigzag using this as the center of rotation, clockwise 90 degrees to get it to the top. Now, once again, the steps were this. Oops. Okay. Select your zigzag. Select the rotation tool, which is this one. Hold down the control key. Click the point of rotation, was the top right vertex. Then go down here and click the other end of the zigzag. Drag copy up 90 degrees to this upper left vertex and click again. Okay. So that's how you do a rotation around the vertex. All right, get your freehand tool. Don't forget to write whatever number exercise you're on. Take a screenshot, Alt print screen, and then move on. All right, one last exercise. Let's go ahead, let's start a new file. Do all the same stuff. Delete the old stuff, double check the window settings, switch to top view, drag out my square, make it a component, glue to none, create. Okay, so this is how every single exercise has started out so far. Hopefully you're getting really good at this. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to do a different rotation, a rotation around a midpoint. Now what I mean by midpoint is along each edge there's the halfway point. So somewhere around here there's a midpoint, somewhere around here there's a midpoint. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a rotation around that midpoint. Okay, and this time let's use the freehand tool. So make sure you're selected on the freehand tool, not the pencil this time. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your pencil and you're going to go across, and at some point around here it's going to kind of snap into place, and it'll specifically say midpoint in component. Okay, so you're going to click and hold, and you're just going to draw a little curve that goes to the upper right vertex. Let's say right there. I'm going to stop there, let go, and there's your curve. Okay, so now we've got our curve. Now we're going to do a rotation around the midpoint. So here's the steps. You're going to get your select tool. You're going to select the curve you just made. You're going to get our new tool, which is the rotation tool. Okay, and before we do anything else, make sure you hold down the control key because we want to make a copy of this. We don't want to mess up the original. So now you're going to first go to your point of rotation, which is the midpoint. Now, at this point, since you drew something at the midpoint, it might say midpoint or it might say endpoint. Okay, probably it's going to say endpoint, so just once it says that, click. Now go from one end of your curve that you drew to the other end, which should be at the upper right vertex. Click that endpoint, and then swing your copy. Remember, you're holding down the control key. Swing your copy 180 degrees till you touch the upper left-hand vertex. You'll click again, and there's your rotation. Okay, once again, those steps, select your curve, get the rotation tool, hold down the control key, click on one end, your starting end of the curve, click the other end of your curve, then swing everything while holding the control key down 180 degrees and click one last time. Okay, and there's your rotation around a midpoint. Don't forget, get your freehand tool, draw whichever exercise this is, take a screenshot by pressing Alt, print screen, and there you go.